Breaking news. Massive QB drama for the Vikings. Vikings fans, you are not going to believe this. This breaking news just dropped, and it could shake up the entire future of the Minnesota Vikings. Before we dive into the madness, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on this wild offseason. Trust me, you'll want to stay locked in for what's coming next. Now let's get straight to it. The biggest question of the Vikings offseason is this: who will take the first snap as QB1 in 2025? The decision could define the franchise for years to come, and the options are absolutely mind-blowing. Option 1. Sam Darnold, the proven starter? Darnold is coming off the best season of his career with 4,319 passing yards and 35 touchdowns. The team already knows what they have in him: a QB who thrives in Kevin O'Connell's system. He's got chemistry with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. Bringing him back would mean stability. But at what cost? Franchise tagging him would cost a jaw-dropping $41 million for one season, taking a huge chunk out of the Vikings' salary cap. Is Darnold truly worth that price tag? Or was last season just a one-year wonder? Option 2, J.J. McCarthy, the future. But is he ready? Drafted 10th overall, McCarthy was supposed to be the franchise QB of the future. But a meniscus injury kept him from seeing the field last season, and now there are big questions about whether he's ready to take over. Some analysts believe his success at Michigan came from playing in a dominant system rather than carrying the team himself. Could the Vikings really hand him the keys and hope for the best? The unknown factor is both exciting and terrifying. The wild cards: Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones, Matthew Stafford? Here's where things get even crazier. If the Vikings don't go with Darnold or McCarthy, they could bring in a veteran QB. Yes, Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford have been mentioned as potential targets. Imagine Rodgers in purple leading this offense. Insane, right? But at 41 years old, would he even consider it? Another name floating around? Daniel Jones. The former Giants QB was in Minnesota last year rehabbing an injury. He wouldn't cost as much as Darnold, but is he really the answer? Vikings insider drops a bombshell. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Vikings are unlikely to use the franchise tag on Darnold. Instead, they're looking at bringing him back on a long-term deal, but only if the price is right. That means if another team, like the Raiders, throws a massive contract at him, Minnesota might let him walk. And speaking of the Raiders, there's even talk they could trade for J.J. McCarthy. Imagine the chaos if the Vikings moved on from both Darnold and McCarthy. What would they even do at QB then? What this means for the Vikings' future? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do they break the bank for Darnold? Roll the dice on McCarthy? Chase a blockbuster trade? This is one of the biggest decisions in franchise history, and it could make or break the Vikings' Super Bowl chances. So now I want to hear from you. What should the Vikings do? Stick with Darnold? Hand the job to McCarthy? Go after a big-name veteran? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is just getting started. And don't forget, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next huge Vikings update. Things are about to get crazy in Minnesota, and you won't want to miss a second of it.